Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Max and I'm part of the marketing team here at ctech Manufacturing. Really excited to come to you today and provide a little walkthrough on the brand new cabinet layout builder. This is something brand new to the online shopping portion of ctechmanufacturing.com, and instead of just being able to customize individual cabinet modules, which you've been able to do on ctechmanufacturing.com for some time, this new layout builder allows you to build entire custom cabinet unit systems within the same window. So just to calm your nerves a little bit, our traditional sales process is still available for those of you who have storage needs that exceed the online builder's capabilities for any number of reasons. If you're looking for options that aren't available on here yet, or if you're just not comfortable using the builder yet, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Getting to the new layout builder is super easy. All you have to do is go to ctechmanufacturing.com/shop, which is where we are right now, or by clicking the Shop Online tab when you get to the main page of our website. And it's this first link right here that says Start Building. So let's go ahead and go in there. Before we get too far along, you should know that if you have any problems or questions at all while you're going through this layout builder, all you have to do is click this button in the lower right-hand corner, which says, "How can we help?" This is another brand new feature to ctechmanufacturing.com, and it is there for you to quickly type and get answers to questions that you may have. We'll be waiting for you on the other end during normal business hours. If you're outside of business hours and need help, feel free to contact us via the website or social media. As you'll see, the main portion of this window is taken up by the rendering space. By default, it renders facing the front wall. This is where all of your modules are going to be placed by default when you click them into existence over here on the left-hand side of the panel. How to navigate this space? There's a few different ways to do it. There's a rows of buttons along the top here, front, back, left, and right. These are reset buttons. If you get stuck or lost or just don't feel like fiddling with the mouse to get back to your default view, these will snap you right back. As I said at the beginning, it's going to by default render facing the front wall. There's also a little camera icon here in the upper right hand side of the screen. This will take a screenshot of whatever is in your rendering window at the time, and you'll be able to save that directly to your computer. So, as you're navigating this 3D space, it may look 2D when it first loads, but it is in fact a 3D space. You can left click and drag. This will rotate the camera around a center point. By spinning the cursor wheel forwards or backwards, you can zoom in or out of the space. And by right clicking and dragging side to side, you can pan the camera around the space. And again, if you get lost or you get too far away from where you started, you can just click one of the reset buttons up top. Okay, now we're ready to start placing modules. As you click a module, it will automatically place that module against the front wall. It'll give you a standard width, a standard height, a standard depth, and it'll also give you the option to choose a left corner, straight, or right hand corner unit. And you'll see as I click the left and right corner options, it gives you an option right away to adjust the leg length. That is going to be adjusting the side of the cabinet that is against the left or the right wall. So that means by adjusting this leg length on this cabinet, it's going to pull that left-hand side of the cabinet in or out. As you can see, when you type in a dimension that the builder does not like, it's going to go ahead and tell you exactly what kind of dimensions will work and which ones won't. These are the minimum and maximum dimensions. Each of these dimension inputs have a minimum and a maximum. You'll also notice that the cabinet itself is not rendering completely in this first view. That's because in the layout portion of the builder, it's just giving you a primary layout, and the color is actually very important. This module here has a blue hue. That's because it's a standalone unit. As long as your cabinet is blue, that means it's standalone. It's not meant to bolt together with any other parts. It's just all by itself in the layout. So we have this unit in, and we'll now hit confirm. And I'm going to add something else here. I think I'll place a couple closets, and you'll see right away when I pull this closet in, it's red. And that's pretty obvious. It's because it's right on top of our base cabinet, and that's just not going to work. So we're going to drag that away from the base cabinet until it turns blue. So now both of these items are blue. That means these modules are standalone pieces. They're not meant to bolt together at all. But if I get it closer, it'll snap into place, and now they're both green. What that means is that these two units are now configured to be connected at all times. So just as a review, red means there's an issue. You've got parts that are interacting with each other or too far together. Blue, you've got a standalone module. And green, you've got two modules that are successfully connected inside the builder. Let's bring another closet in for symmetry purposes. Make sure it snaps into place, and we're good. And I'm actually going to shrink one of these a little bit. I'll make it 24, and we'll go ahead and make the other one 24 as well while we're at it. There we go. And we'll go ahead and hit confirm to lock in the layout. And now we can start manipulating our camera angles here just to get a better look at the layout. From here we can go ahead and move on to adjusting options. So we'll hit select options. Now what's going to happen is our layout modules, which were previously just a flat color, are now going to be rendered. As you can see here, everything gets rendered. The doors, the countertops, the gasket lock, the casework, everything, even the toe kick gets modeled in here. Immediately, it's going to give us a set of global layout options. So we get to select our colors. These are our standard colors. Again, if you're looking for a custom color, that is something that we can handle for you outside of the online builder. We also have some checkboxes for radius panels, which also render directly in the window. Toe kick, by default, this is checked automatically and reserved for stationary applications. If you're putting cabinets in a trailer or another mobile application where you're mounting these cabinets to the floor, you're going to want to uncheck that most likely, and it will render that change. Then you can also choose to add a top or a back panel. So as you'll see, by default it renders without a top or back panel. If you're not worried about dust or other things getting into the cabinets, you can leave it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and add those with the click of a button, and those will get rendered immediately. So now that we have our global options selected, one important note about global options and editing options in general. If you decide that you don't like something about your layout, and you go back to the layout section of the builder. You will unfortunately lose out on any options that you had selected. So keep that in mind when you're going through this, that before you move on from the layout tab, you want to make sure that you've got those modules pretty set in stone. I'm going to reset my view here and zoom in. Another thing to note, and you won't notice this until you go ahead and render the cabinet, but take the base cabinet for example. It's automatically accounted for 3 equal compartments. As you're going through the layout portion of the builder and selecting dimensions, keep in mind that the configurator will automatically adjust compartment openings to standard lengths depending upon whichever dimensions you put in. So if I stretch this closet out to 48 inches, what was previously a 1 compartment closet will now be expanded to 2 compartments. All you have to do is click on whichever module you're hoping to edit further. It'll be highlighted in the render window, and it'll give you options for each opening, which you can switch between right here with the 2 little tabs under openings. For symmetry purposes here again, I'm going to change this second opening to a right-hand pull. So let's flip the door around so that both door pulls are in the middle. It's also going to give you the chance to add or subtract adjustable shelves, which you can actually see in the render by opening the doors with this switch up in the left-hand corner. And if you're concerned about the dimensions of your actual compartments, those measurements are listed here right underneath the opening selection tabs. So you can see that the dimensions for this particular closet are just cut evenly in half from 48 inches. So you can see that the dimensions for this particular closet were just cut evenly in half. For the most part, compartment dimensions are just going to be divided evenly between the overall length of the module and how many openings it gives. So let's move on to the base cabinet. For base cabinets, you do have the option to add drawer banks. So let's say for this one, in the second opening, I would like a drawer bank. It's going to tell you how many drawers and what size drawers are in that bank, capacity of the drawers, and the dimensions of the opening. I'm going to go ahead again for symmetry's sake and change that third opening to a right-hand door. And for this closet, because I'm right-handed personally, I'm going to change this final cabinet to a right-hand pull as well. So once I've got my modules where I want them, I've got my global options where I want them here. I think I'm going to change this to fire engine red, and I definitely want radius panels. If this is ready to order, and I think it is, it's going to give you a price, and it's going to also give you an estimated weight. This is especially useful for someone who's hoping to outfit a trailer. Trailer weight is obviously a big deal. This has also been added to the individual cabinet builders. So when you're going in and making individual cabinet modules, you should now have a weight estimate in there along with the price. And then you'll have the option to add this entire package to your cart or save the entire package. When you add this package to your cart, it's going to split up the system into individual modules, not only for an itinerary checkout purpose, but also for shipping efficiency. Checkout only requires a credit card. You'll notice when you're going through the checkout process that it doesn't immediately give you a shipping cost. That's because it needs to know your address. you're not looking to purchase right away, or maybe you're looking to share this layout with a customer or a friend or a loved one, what have you, if you want to get someone else's thoughts on it, or if you want to come back, you can go ahead and save your layout. Now what this is going to do when you click is it's going to ask a simple name and email. It's going to email you a link. That link will bring you directly back into the layout builder with your exact system as it sits at this point. There's no need to create an account or anything like that. It just emails you a link, you follow the link, and you can either keep editing your cabinet layout or view it in the render space. Since I'm not doing either of these, I just want to admire what I've built a little bit. So we'll full screen the render, and I'm just going to have a closer look at what I've done here. Not too sure I want to buy it right now, but I certainly like what I've put together so far, and I want to visualize a little bit more. Maybe I'm visualizing how it's going to look in my space, how I'm going to be using it. You'll see that the render space is extremely easy to use. The speed at which the render refreshes is going to be completely dependent on the processor performance of your computer as well as the internet connection. So if it's going slowly, don't worry, it's going to operate at a little bit different speed for everybody. But it's extremely high definition render. You can look at it from literally any angle you wish. I'm going to exit out of full screen. You can even look at it from the back side, because I didn't have a back panel on this unit. We can actually see directly into the casework. And that's just about as easy as it gets with this new configurator. So I want to thank you for watching. There will be a printed walkthrough if you would like to check back to that in the future, or if you just want to have that alongside you while you're building something. We'll have a link to that somewhere in the post for this video. Again, if you have any problems at all, feel free to contact us with the quick chat function or any other inquiry or social media options we have available. As always, thanks for tuning in, and happy building.